Just now. Just right when
this
started.
Just for you, ladies and gentlemen. And we just started. Holy cow! And thank you so much to everyone for waiting. This is a super special last-minute stream. We have to share it with everyone. This is a super special stream. I'm your host, Terry-saurus. Please introduce yourselves.
I'm AlexNewtron, the creator of MeepCity.
I'm Crixiaz, the guy who builds it all.
And today we are gathered here to celebrate a milestone that not only with the help of these two folks, as well as the team, but also the rest of the community, the Roblox community, that means you, ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, cats and dogs, moms and dads. Because of everyone here, we have reached a Roblox and MeepCity milestone. How does it feel?
Wow, it was so fast. I was expecting in the next 2 weeks, but then the latest update, just everything, it was so much good feedback, so many players joined. It's really exciting, and wow, just now.
How do you feel, sir?
I can't even believe that this is a number that it could reach. It's just too big.
Too many.
Oh,
too
really?
many.
Take it back.
No.
Wow, that's so exciting, and I guess we have like an announcement for the game as well, right?
Would you like to make the announcement now, or do you want to do an intro, like?
We can. Oh yeah, we can take as much time as we need.
All right. So for those who are wondering, yes, there is a sweet treat. But first, get to know the creators of MeepCity, the person that has definitely took all your hours of your homework time and hours spending with your family, but instead playing MeepCity instead. No, but it's a place to play with your friends, play with your family members, and actually just have fun and create your own virtual world.
It's all about imagination in MeepCity.
So please break it down. How did you get the concept of MeepCity?
Wow. So, fall 2015, I was an accelerator here for the first time at Roblox, and I got to learn a lot. I got to meet a lot of people, and that's when I created MeepCity Starball during my time here in 2015. And creating that game was an experience. I got to learn a lot, like I said, and after making that game, after my internship had ended, that's when me and my friend, Train Doorman, who was also an accelerator at the time, we got together and we started. It was mostly me working on an RPG. It was a fun quest game where you could go out and meet. It was a social and RPG game, and it got to a point where we decided to pivot toward an all-social game because the players that were playing the game that I had created so far just really loved all the socializing and all of the interactable items, and it was really great.
2015.
This was 2015 going into 2016, and that was in 2016, February was when I officially started working on MeepCity. After making, okay, so let's the progress that we went through. It was
It's just crazy.
it was amazing. Like the whole, there'll be a lot. I think there's a blog post coming out that I put a lot of this into detail, and I hope you guys get to see it, but really soon. So that's when Chris comes in.
Wait, who?
Crixiaz.
So who are you, Crixiaz?
Well, I'm a visionary. I really love 3D model. I love it so much, especially now that we can use Blender. And working on MeepCity has really helped my skill grow. And huge thanks. But overall, I just love being a part of it.
This is just such the excitement's still flowing through us right now.
Yeah, I don't think you realize. I don't think these two realize. And now I think it's
this is
finally
the big
hit
thing.
them.
Yeah, let's go into MeepCity. So this is so exciting. Okay, so Chris here makes all the furniture in MeepCity, 99% of it pretty much, and throughout the week. Okay, let me back up again. I'm kind of rushing myself. I know.
This is just so exciting.
This is exciting. This is so exciting. So, MeepCity, wow. MeepCity, when I first started working on it, it was bare bones, like barely a house you could have. There was only the Pizza Shack, and when Josh and I created this Pizza Shack, and Josh and I had people were playing it. It was just a Pizza Shack. There was a spawn and a Pizza Shack. The players spawn would go into the Pizza Shack, and they had a fun time playing.
And that was it.
That was it. It was just a Pizza Shack, but players, they kept playing the game. And that's when we started to pivot it from an RPG to a social game where we saw there was nothing else but a Pizza Shack where players could take pizza off the counter, put them on the tables, and eat them together, eat the pizza together. And that's when it was opening our eyes. Like this was at the time Roblox started becoming all about imagination, being the imagination platform. That's when we realized this imagination thing is working. It's real. So, we decided, okay, ice cream. Let's add the ice cream. So let me try to take you back. So
yes.
The game first started as the Plaza. It was just the Plaza, and the Plaza area was just there. Yeah, I'll turn up the volume. Oh, see if I can.
And shout out to everyone on YouTube. To Chris Wade, Lena Will, Zane 32521. If you want to say hi to AlexNewtron, now's your time to do it.
The game started as just a spawn right here, and in this pizza building, it's all pretty now thanks to Holiday Pwner. He built all of the exteriors of the game.
Oh wow.
He's been great to work with, and he still works with us today. But this was just a gray block with a door. The door was and it just had pizza on it. You go inside, and the idea was that you go inside, and then suddenly you're in this big new area. It didn't look like it was this big on the outside, and this was fairly new for Roblox. I hadn't really seen anything like this, and it was exciting to work on this. But you can see someone put pizza on all the tables already, and so I got my big wheel here. I can sit in the chair. This was the game. It was just grabbing pizza and enjoying it with your friends. There weren't Meeps yet, but the game.
Really?
Yeah, there weren't any Meeps.
So why MeepCity then if there's no Meeps?
MeepCity, the name has a big history with me before Roblox. It was a website I had created where you have this 2D Meep with a face, and you can buy different hats and different clothes for it and different faces, and it was a fun project to work on.
Right. So for those who don't know, MeepCity was not a Roblox game to begin with. It was its own standalone MeepCity.com, right? And then so that was in 2015, and then 2016.
No, we're going. Let's say
we're going way back.
The website itself was about 2011, 2012.
Oh my god.
Yeah. So it was originally MeepCity, and that's where the Meep idea stuck, was that we had a character that you could customize, and it was fairly reminiscent of Roblox. Roblox was a big inspiration at the time while I was making that.
Wait, so how did you stumble on Roblox then?
Well, I had stumbled already. This was before you could make money off of Roblox games.
Oh my god,
Yeah. So, especially when Developer Exchange came out, that's when I definitely gotten more into Roblox design, Roblox developing. The website while it was great at the time, it was a big learning opportunity for me. Unfortunately, I did close it down. But it was a lot of fun. There was a community with it, and it was great. But the name MeepCity stuck, and that's what I decided to call this game as I was working on it.
So cool. So again, everyone, ladies and gentlemen, if you want to say hi to Mr. AlexNewtron here, be sure to say hi to him on YouTube chat and Twitch chat, and also with us, Crixias.
Crixias.
That's right. So how did you two meet?
Well, it was actually at the first Roblox RDC.
Oh, really?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I didn't even know I met him until I got his name.
Oh my God,
I just started talking to him. It's really
that was fun. I met so many people there, and so many friendships started because of the developer conference.
It's such a good thing.
That's why I love it. I want to go to everyone.
So I know that pizza was like the groundbreaking thing, and as I recall, it goes pizza. Does it go meeps and then fishing?
No. So it was just pizza, and then we added the ice cream, and then we decided to create the playground. And the playground is where we were working on even more stuff. We wanted a clothing store. We wanted a pet shop, and we knew we wanted Meeps as pets, but I hadn't gotten to it yet.
Right.
There was a lot to go over when it came to these Meeps. I wanted them to run. I wanted the optimization for them. They had to run really well. I wanted every player with a Meep, and it was really great. And I had a lot of inspiration as a kid. My favorite game before Roblox was Toontown.
Okay.
It was an old Disney game, and unfortunately is closed today, but it was a big inspiration for me. It really stuck to my heart, the design and the people I met on there, and the aesthetic, and that's where the aesthetic of MeepCity comes from, is the colors and the bright colors and the tunnels and the buildings, and everything came from that game, and the people who made it were a big inspiration for me. And as well as Club Penguin. Club Penguin I was a big fan of Club Penguin. I played it. I was one of the first people. I promise I was like one of the first people to play that game.
Really?
It was like I had like I had like the oldest account. I couldn't find anybody who had an older account than me. But I played it a lot, and that's where some inspiration came from as well.
So when did you realize that MeepCity was something that could get bigger? Because you've had other games. So for those who don't know, Dodgeball, there's Pairs, that's new. Is it Wheel of Fortune?
I had a Wheel of Roblox. I call it Wheel of Roblox game. So going back to the beginning of me being on Roblox, in 2010 I created a game called Roblox Dodgeball. It was like one of my first games. It was something I was still learning, and as I got the idea from a free model. So I found a free model like little space gun, and I went into the code and I found the code part where you can change the size of the bullet, and I made the little bullet that shoots out of the space gun bigger, and that's what it looked like a dodgeball when I was shooting it. And so that's how I learned how to make it so you could throw a dodgeball. So I just took away the gun itself and put just the dodgeball in the hand.
Wow.
And then that's when I started making a lobby and do 2 different sides, and then I had learned how to like teleport the players into the lobby, make a countdown, detect if either team had been defeated, and then the game just suddenly blew up. It was people were playing it. I hadn't expected it. It suddenly reached the front page. But it was broken. The game kept breaking. It was my first time making a game.
True Roblox.
Yeah, it's my first game, and so it was very stressful at the time. Like so many people were playing, but at the same time, like I joined the game and the game was broken, and it was a hurtful experience, especially like getting to the front page with a broken game. But I slowly was able to learn how to fix these problems, and through experience, and that's when the idea of dodgeball stuck with me, and I continued to work on it. And then after that, I made Pairs to Pairs, which was as a kid I liked the Apples to Apples game, so that was fun to make. I think it was the first 2D game on Roblox. Like, I want to say that. I believe that's true, but it was all 2D. And then I want to say Wheel of Roblox. So that was that. I had an inspiration to try to recreate something, and recreating something in itself is a challenge. Like, people did a lot of work to create this thing, like to create like these mechanics, and so being able to like write the code myself was a big learning experience too. Like, just being able to create this game show experience, multiplayer online, was fun. And after that, as Roblox continued to get better, like the tools, I wanted to create this fun robot like battle game where you had a robot and you had different weapons you could equip and battle with random people with these robots. The game was called Roblox.
Oh, okay.
Which is funny enough, from what I've heard, that is where the name Roblox came from, robots and blocks.
That's correct.
So that's why I named it that, Robot Blocks.
I would be proud.
that was exciting.
What about Four Corners says easy?
Oh, that's right. So I did create a game called Four Corners. A lot of people had been creating games like that. And I saw someone else had created a Four Corners game, and I wanted to like make an even prettier version, I think, and that was. I don't think that game was too popular, but it was a game I had made. It was really easy to make, right? It was one of those really easy to make, but fun to make pretty and fun to polish kind of games. But after Robot Blocks, and Robot Blocks was I was making a matchmaking system where like players had a rank and then they got matched with other players. But that was my first time doing something like that, and the game had gotten popular enough that my matchmaking system broke.
Oh my god!
It kept breaking, like it wasn't able to handle so many people at once.
Oh, I see.
Yeah, like it wasn't. Players get stuck, and it was an experience. Like I call all of these, I want to say, like a lot of these games that I had made weren't. They were an experience to make. I think they were all learning experiences, and wow, people here.
We're making you go down memory lane live.
Yeah, I'm just remembering all of this. It's so exciting.
Did you think that you're gonna hit 1 billion visits?
No. Well, okay. Let me continue. So after Robot Blocks, I decided to recreate Dodgeball, and that was in early 2015, where I decided to just take everything I had learned from Dodgeball. I feel like I had made a good Dodgeball at the point where I could like take what I had made, learn from it, recreate it, and then make it really pretty. I loved making things pretty. It made it feel like it was a whole different experience on Roblox. Cutscenes, GUI animations, like that was really fun to do. And when we got to that point where this Dodgeball game had been made, and like people were playing it, but it wasn't really popular at the time. There was more competition. A lot more developers were coming in and making games. And while the game was pretty, the game wasn't entirely. From what I had learned, like the mechanics weren't the best. Like it was mostly like you spawn and you hope you don't get hit. And then you throw as many dodgeballs and you catch as many dodgeballs as you can. And like I would love to revisit it and try to redesign the mechanics someday, like dodging or like finding ways to like cool like ways to throw dodgeballs. I don't know. Like I would love to try to make it better one day. But that's the game was again another learning experience and something I had learned during my internship. Right after I made that game is when I was able to come here and do my first internship as an accelerator, being able to learn right from the developers, right from the staff here, like what exactly makes a game.
Okay.
And that was a big thing because I had made Starball, but making the Starball game itself, it was a standalone game. It was called MeepCity Starball, but it wasn't. And my goal at the time was to create a bunch of like these MeepCity themed like games with Meeps in them.
About this Meep franchise.
Right.
Which is still possible.
It's still definitely possible. But the game itself, it was a fun obstacle course on mobile. That was the goal, was that it was a mobile obstacle course, because there were a lot of obstacle courses at the time, but this was it was fairly unique It was fairly different, but it wasn't the type of game that you wanted to play again after you finished it.
Right.
And that was a big thing for me, like learning, was that the players that were playing it, there was some customization, but nobody really wanted to customize and meet. They wanted to play the game.
Right, so you need some retention back
Right,
there.
exactly. The idea was that what makes a game? Why does a game bring in players again? So, taking what I had learned from that, and that's when 2015 going into 2016, building and starting this MeepCity game, I focused 100% on playtime. How long the players were in the game, how long, and trying to bring those players back. I didn't care about revenue, I didn't care about anything else but how long they were in the game, socializing, having fun, and imaginating. That was my goal from the beginning, was playtime. From taking everything I had learned from the past, from my past games, going into it as playtime. And and I think, you know, all those experiences really were worth it. You know, you could have a game that doesn't, you could have a game that you worked so hard on and it doesn't end up doing well, but you take from it experience, and you probably learned a lot while making that game.
That's it.
That's like ever since this game's been out, like it's all just been, how can I make, and again, taking everything I learned, this is one of the only games that would support 100 players.
Right.
Like I think, like, all my experiences, I understood the Roblox engine enough that I could make this possible, make this very, like, the game at its core is very simple. Like I pay careful attention to what's being replicated from the client to the server, from the server to the client. I make the game as fast as possible to join. I make teleporting as fast as possible. Make it very easy to find your friends. Like that was a lot of, like, the game might seem like there's not a lot being updated or being added, but there's a lot going on in the background.
Right,
there's a lot of optimization that I constantly want to keep doing.
I love that attention to detail, because you really pick up the things that people don't realize until it's broken or too late. So like with lag, yeah, the transportation,
exactly.
like the way your Meep and your avatar also moves, as well as interact with other people, as well as the environment. Like these things that we take for granted. It's amazing how you're able to pinpoint exactly that will help you not only help the experience of the users playing MeepCity, but also make sure that the play value and the average play time increases up, giving them another reason to continue playing this game, because it's perfectly polished, the back end's great, so there's no lag, and it's fun to socialize.
And another goal I had was mobile. This game was it's a mobile first. Like everything I designed was mobile first. Everything comes later. And I think, you know, I think like at some point I bought a bunch of tablets. I bought a bunch of really low-end tablets to medium-end to high-end, and I monitored my game on all of them. I wanted to make sure that these low-end tablets could do the bare minimum on MeepCity and run as well as possible and not crash.
Nice.
And of course, when I got these tablets, it wasn't doing that. It was crashing, it was breaking, it wasn't working. So I spent a good month just working, finding every little thing and making it work on these tablets. And the game has a really good, like, good as in like, good, it has no, it's the only times it crashes are on devices that are going to crash with any Roblox game, really. These devices, you can't, they're way too old to play, but that's a big thing, right? Like, because there's so many tablets, but or any mobile device at all, but and it works on them.
That's amazing. So you heard it from the man himself, AlexNewtron. He worked on A/B testing. He did his research. He checked out all the experiences, both I guess a data perspective as well as qualitative feedback. Learned from those, tweaked his games, and continued to try it on for years and years, and voila, you have 1 billion visits.
1 billion, and it doesn't stop there. This game isn't done. It has so much to be added. It's so modular. It's simple. But I'm excited for this year, especially. Like, we have so many great ideas that we want to do. This game, like, something I've told myself from the beginning, and something that's important, that I think is important, was that this game, I never closed it. It was always open. It wasn't friends only. It It was always open. I wanted players to play, and I would always play the game, and I'd watch how they play. I'd watch how these first-time MeepCity players were playing the game, and I built the game accordingly to their feedback and how they play. And sometimes I'm not even on my main account. I'm just hidden in the crowds, like watching how people play. And
so, ladies and gentlemen, that could mean that you played with AlexNewtron
it's possible.
on his alt account.
Always trying to improve the player experience.
Yep.
Yes.
It's great.
But,
That's
you know,
really
hidden. We can't let you know.
I have many alt accounts, so.
So because we have 1 billion visits a day, is there a sweet treat for the people who help contribute to this cause?
Of course. So I have an update ready, and I'm ready to hit a button, and everything will go out. I'm giving everybody who plays the game from now until Monday 500 coins free. They'll get a special present that they can open, and they'll get 500 coins, as well as a free special furniture item that you can have in your house on your shelf, a 1 billion visits trophy created by Crixaz, who makes almost all the furniture. At some point, it will be like all of it, but
Yeah.
you're going to be able to have that. It's a one-time only. Like, if you play during this week, you'll get this item, and nobody else will be able to.
Should we fire up this update?
Yeah. So I've got my laptop here.
Ladies and gentlemen,
I'll trade
if
you.
want to say
Yeah.
shout-outs to AlexNewtron and Crixaz, please go ahead and do so. While they get the update, and holy cow, 1 billion visits.
1 billion. That's amazing. Wow. There it is. I'm looking at the webpage.
Oh, you got the 1B!
1B
Wow.
plus.
Oh my god, it's official!
Wow.
And you were the first one to do it. Holy cow.
First game to hit 1 billion visits. And this game only came out 2016, like June 2016, around that time, summer. That's about a year and a half. It's really great. So I'm gonna push this update now.
All right, push the update. Who's ready for the updates? Who's ready for the updates?
So exciting.
So if you were to tell, if you're able to go back into the past, what would you tell yourself in 2014?
Ooh, I think less focus on polish.
Okay.
Like I said, like I was creating these games, I wasn't letting people play them. I was just focusing 100% on making it look pretty, when that wasn't always the case. It was always, I mean, it was fun to do, but at the same time, like it's important to focus on what the players actually want, and you have to be not afraid to change things.
Yes.
If you make something and you spend a lot of time on it, but it's not working, you have to go back and erase it, try it again. But take what you learn from it. Like, I'm sure you learn a lot of coding and a lot of programming. Like, just you have to go back and change it. And I expect to do that a lot in MeepCity. Like, there are things I want to change, and sometimes it's for changing something, especially for a big game like this that already has an established audience who knows what the game is. Like, I think, you know, from what I've seen and the data that I've collected and from the player experience, I want to change a lot in the game.
Okay.
And that's why I say, like, MeepCity, like, it's not done. There's a lot to do. There's a lot to change. There's a lot that I think will make the game bigger.
All right.
Here we go.
Here we go.
Do one more thing and then.
Doing one more thing.
just to
Robo,
make
while
sure.
you're working on this, Robo Eyeglasses 101 says, how long does an update take?
So, I like to, before I make an update, I have to understand why I want to do it. I want to know that if I do this, well, the time I spent working on it, like, really impact a lot. Especially like with the code, is it going to be heavy on code? Is it going to be a lot that the player has to download? Has it a lot like that? So, but a lot of my updates are behind the scenes. So it's a lot that you don't see that I do, but major updates like this fashion one, like this latest one with the fashion, all the fashion furniture was done in a week. Oh my god! From Monday to Thursday, and then released on Friday. Like that was one of the first like updates we'll see this year, like, and I'm sure there's going to be a lot more to come this year.
Oh yeah.
There's going to be updates that are going to take 2 weeks, 3, but like even then, like there's a lot that are packed into these updates. Like just this last week, me and Chris, we went back in a lot of the old furniture, and we just started like redoing some furniture like that we saw that was heavy on polys.
Yeah.
Poly count on the 3D models. They were heavy on part count. Like we go back and we change them. Like they look the same, but they run a lot better. And it just updates in everybody's houses, these furniture, like the next time they join, and you might not notice it, but it really improves, especially for mobile. So I believe I did it. I hope so. There's still people in the game.
There's still people in the game, okay. So did you just push your update out?
Let's try that again.
Okay, we're gonna try this again, everyone. So
There
for
we
those
go.
who, oh, hey, yay! Update time for those who are just joining in the stream. Welcome. We have a very special stream today. We are celebrating AlexNewtron and Crixiaz's MeepCity's 1 billion visits, and we just rebooted. We just updated the scroll down.
Oh yeah. So there it was before.
Oh!
There it was
Wait.
before. So go ahead and hit the refresh button.
I was just gonna hit
okay.
that.
All right, let's do that. Ta-da!
Hey!
37,000 people are currently playing right now, and because of all the hard work that both Crixiaz and AlexNewtron has built into this game, and thank you to all the people playing MeepCity, they have a sweet treat for you. So go ahead and log on in right now.
So let's hit the play button. Now there's going to be a lot of people joining the game at once.
Yes,
so.
join it all.
Let's see
Crash
how
the
long this
servers.
takes. This is so exciting. I also fireworks. There are, for the celebration until Monday, there'll be fireworks going off in the playground every hour, right on the mark.
Sounds dangerous.
So like there's a lot of people trying to play this. So it's like I said, I focus a lot on load time. It's not supposed to take this long. Yay!
MeepCity hit 1 billion visits. Thank you, everyone. Have a free gift from us.
So go ahead and open the gift.
Alrighty, and
Oh,
Drum roll.
500 coins.
500 coins and the one.
1 billion coins.
yeah.
And the one. And the one.
Yay, the money.
Yep. You can see I have a lot of coins.
That's just a little bit.
That is all earned. Just- Let's go inside my estate. I've got the biggest one here.
Oh wow, as you should.
Whoa.
Oh wow.
It's not very full.
Yeah, no, I haven't really decorated.
I think you need furniture. I think your man here can help hook it up.
Yeah.
I think I could do
or
that
you can
for
spend
you.
your meat.
So there it is, and now we've got the 1 billion trophy.
Oh my god, and how long is this available for?
Until Monday. So as long as you join between now and Monday, so over the weekend you'll get it as well. You get this 1 billion trophy. You can say that you played during the 1 billion visit celebration.
Oh my god.
You can put it on your shelf in MeepCity. I don't have a shelf, but
If you did.
yep.
I'm surprised as a person that
Well,
made MeepCity has
like-
not really fashioned his house.
You
yet.
can.
Don't worry, I got you.
It's like, here are all the items I could give you. These are the ones that I have made. Oh, surprise!
Whenever I play this game, there's a lot of people who like to join and come into my estate.
Oh,
so
I see.
it's hard to.
So it's optimized
I've got
for
I have alt accounts with really decorated houses that I love to customize.
So, ladies and gentlemen, you heard it. You have now until next Monday. So you've got roughly 7 days to get your 500 coins. It's a one-time login, and then your trophy.
You get the trophy. 500 coins for everyone who plays.
Yes.
And that's a lot. There's a lot you can do with 500 coins. So it's very generous.
And you can use it everywhere, including
Customize your meat. Buying more furniture. So like this house, this is the first 2-story house. And what was interesting about this house is that can I show like
Sure.
I spent a lot of time making this house really because I focus a lot on optimization. Like so this is a two-story house. It's probably going to have a lot of furniture.
Right.
So something, I'm on the second floor now, but if I zoom out, you can see the first floor is gone.
Oh.
So I unload the first floor, and then as you go down here, it loads in immediately. That was a big thing that I focused on, was that if I come up here, like, it's unloaded. Like, that's a behind the scenes thing. Like, you don't notice it, but it just pops up. Like, there's no lag, there's no, that was a lot I focused on to make that work. Like, that's just that's one of the things that I focus a lot. Like, I didn't want to make this house, this two-story house, like, I've wanted to do it, but I kept thinking about, like, what if there's too much furniture? Mm-hmm. How would the camera work? Like, because when you customize your house, your camera is through the roof. So especially when you go downstairs, it just unloads the roof, and then now you can see that it's seamless. It works. Wow. This is what took a lot of time to come out with a two-story house. Like, this game's been out for a year and a half, and there's no 2 stories. The state, like, what's going on there? But I'm really proud of this house, and a lot more to come. Like, after the system I had built to make this possible.
So there's more that meets the eye about this two-story house. There's a lot of, like, I guess I wouldn't say the word for this is optimization is streaming. It's not Roblox streaming capabilities, but you made your own streaming capabilities.
I pretty much made my own streaming system. I love Roblox's system, but like mine, it's a very unique system that I needed, I believe. And I've shared all this information, the reasons why I did this with the engineers, so that they can make the Roblox streaming even better.
Right.
But it's something I focused on a lot, was my own streaming system, and it works really well. Right. Like, when you join the game, you only download the playground and the neighborhood, and as you enter more buildings, your client downloads even more. So that this makes it so you only download what you need. That was a big focus when creating the system. But yeah, it's so exciting. I'm really excited, especially we can go into the games. You can see the Starball. There's Starball. So when I made this game, I moved Starball into here, and it has so many more players now, because there's a reason to play it. You get coins from it now. There's a reason why players want to play it now. And there's always players on it. They're playing. They might grind it a lot. They go through it like they like to try to complete it. I want to make more worlds.
I mean, how many times have you beaten it?
I've beaten that game so many times.
Excuse me.
It's just so much playtesting, and Chris here wants to make more worlds.
What's his name?
Crixiaz.
They're so similar.
Yeah. So some music.
Oh.
Yeah. So you can. What's nice is you can play any of the.
Oh
music.
my God! You have a playlist?
Yeah, you can play any of the MeepCity music. I don't want to play any actual music, because I know you guys are streaming, and streaming websites don't like that. Oh, where's the music? Oh, it's playing. So we have all the MeepCity music here.
Oh.
Bouncy is one of my favorites. It's the main theme.
Oh yes, it is the main theme.
So my friend Celestephone made all the music in MeepCity. Celestephone, he made all the music in MeepCity. They're so great. I find myself like just listening to it, like, because there's so much detail you don't realize until later. Like all the instruments, and it's so great. And I think it's very catchy. I'm just shouting him out. Like he did really great with the music, and there's more coming. It's really great. So what time is it?
It's 4:50.
So in 10 minutes, the fireworks will go off if we want to see that.
Oh my God! Let's definitely do that.
But first, I want to show off Starball. Just because I think this game is what helped transition me to understand what players want.
Oh, okay.
Was because of this game. So per day. So this weekend was a big weekend, right? So it does depend on like what the game has new to offer, why players want to come back. So with this fashion update, it had over 10 million place visits over the weekend, which was a big surprise because we didn't really expect that, and it's why this billion visit came up so fast. It was because of this fashion update. But you can see all the worlds that I made. Unique players. MeepCity on weekends gets well over almost 2 million unique players on the weekends.
Oh my god.
Yeah, so like that's like these are players that are playing, and they might leave, play another game, come back to MeepCity. Like that's really how exciting it is. So we start on the first level. You can see these are all players that have never played Starball before. Like they start on this level. There's so many people playing it now. Like that was a big thing for me, was that like when I put this game here and I put Starball here, there was more people playing it. Like you constantly saw people playing, and it was so fun. So so this is my Meep. This is actually my Meep, the same color and everything. So I play as my Meep.
This is the original Meep itself.
Yes.
Ah, okay, got it.
And then get to the finish line. Very easy level, but the hardest level in the game, I'm gonna go switch to it now, is the Candyland level 6. It wasn't really it wasn't supposed to be that hard, but it became a challenge.
It wasn't supposed to be.
Well, it wasn't supposed to be, but like the design ended up like it did become a fairly hard level. So we get here, you can see a lot of people are trying to beat this level already. Like, so we fall and we turn into confetti.
You're just celebrating failure.
Celebrating failure.
That's a good way to look at it.
That's what I told you when you first did it.
Really?
It seems like I won.
Yeah, I was here in the office when I made this game.
Okay.
So these lollipops, you bounce off of them. You're supposed to grab the heart or grab the star and come back and bounce out, but it's fairly hard to do. So I've gotten pretty good at this. So if I fall again, I'm going to be disappointed in myself. So we get to our first little quest, and what I like to say is that you have to be patient with these, because sometimes it's not perfect. Right now, we did pretty well that time, but you have to be patient and wait for the blocks to resize and go down and up. Up, 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 up.
Oh!
Look at this pro! Look at this pro doing it. The hardest level.
One of the hard, yeah.
So
There's another hard level I'd like to show after this. Hopefully
do you still
before.
update this?
I want to. I
Okay.
haven't found time to really fully go into this game and fix. Like, I want to make this level easier. I just haven't found the time to yet. But it's still like a lot of players play it every day, which was really exciting to see. Oh no! I need the last star.
Oh, you need where's the last one? Is it up there?
Right at the top.
Oh.
And now we just roll on down to the finish line.
Nice. Well, that was what?
So that was easy for me, but if you tried playing,
Have you
or
played
anyway,
this before?
Yeah, that's a hard level.
it
Have you
is.
completed it?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, I've beaten it all.
Okay.
I'm also good at games.
The next level. Oh, I didn't even get the last star on this one.
Oh, you haven't
Um,
mastered your own game yet.
So this is Volcanic level 6, the last world in Volcanic. And what's cool is that each world is a whole different server. So I just teleported to a new server.
And that was so quick too.
Yeah. I do focus on load time a lot.
Yes, you do.
So this one is, we gotta fall down here and try to
it's
dodge
a
the
fall
lava.
down. Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Oh my god.
Yeah, it's falling down the volcano. Now, Holiday Poner, he built all the exterior on, oops.
Oh no!
Oh no.
You died.
The
It's
last
okay.
He built all the Holiday Poner built all the exteriors for MeepCity, but he also built this world. He built Candyland and Volcanic, and I think that's it. It was those two worlds. I don't want to say he made the winter one, but oh no, not again. This one, yeah. You got it.
Top down view.
Yeah.
Also, it's kind of confusing that you come down like a lava chute,
Yeah.
and then lava's bad after that.
Yeah,
What are you
it's
really
confusing.
teaching us? Okay. Got it.
Yeah, I got the
Hey!
star.
Okay.
There we go.
Yay.
So that was.
You just completed Starball.
There, I finished Starball.
You
Oh,
did it.
I got the third star.
Yay! Yay!
Yay! It's a good day.
Good job.
And
You beat your own game.
Yeah. I want to add a new world. I think all these people who are experiencing Starball, like they want to see more. I think, and so it'll be fun to really design a new world because North Pole was the last world.
How long ago was that?
That was my internship, 2015.
Oh,
Wow.
So it definitely will be exciting to
Now
add
you
more.
go into space. Fireworks
There-
over there.
exactly.
There's fairies.
Well, little do you know, the next world is actually already being sketched.
Yeah.
Oh, really?
Chris is in charge of the
Oh,
next.
wonderful.
Yeah.
Chris Yaz.
So, do you have a message that you want to convey to to the players of the city?
There's a lot to add to this game. I play this game a lot. I play it a lot, and I don't mean that like developer plays this game. Like I really like focus, and my downtime I just play this game, and I watch how people play, and I love to see like how they experience the game. Like when you sit down and realize like every player that you see is an actual kid that is having fun on their tablet, on their phone, on their computer, on their Xbox. They're really enjoying this game. They're having fun with their friends. This game isn't for everyone. It's a game that's for, you know, it's a young audience, but one of my goals is to fix that.
Okay.
I want this game to be for everyone. Like this is the kind of game where like you can join. You have your own house. You have your own experiences within the game. Like that's a big goal of mine.
Oh, the color.
Yeah.
So, is there any Easter eggs?
I don't know. I've wanted to. There's nothing. The game doesn't even have badges yet. Like I definitely like want to do. Like I said, this game had 1 billion visits and it's not done. There's a lot to add.
So, if you were to go back in time and tell yourself 2014, like, hey, you're gonna reach 1 billion visits. Do you think your old self would believe that?
I think I would like. I would think that Roblox, like a lot of people would hit it, right? Like wow, Roblox. It's such a great platform. Like I expect Roblox to continue to grow and more games. Like, I think the more games there are, the more successful the platform is. So
Yes.
I'm excited for more developers.
So you heard it, developers! Make those games, make those experiences.
That's something I think a lot of. Like just the more games there are, the more for everybody. Like everybody succeeds.
Everyone benefits. Everyone
Everybody,
grows from it.
So
Do you have a message to rising developers?
like I said, keep your game open. Watch how your players play. Change the game if you have to. Change mechanics. Like, don't be afraid to change things, because if you believe that what you're going to, you look at the data too, but you look at what you feel in the game. Like, if you believe that the game will benefit from you changing something, but it's a lot of work,
Right.
I would go for it.
Alright.
Okay, next up you need a MeepCity dodgeball where you throw your meat.
Yeah, MeepCity dodgeball.
That would be fun. Fireworks in 2 minutes.
Fireworks are gonna go off, and then that'll be a great finale.
So for those who are just tuning in, what are we celebrating and what are people getting?
MeepCity just hit 1 billion visits. First game to do that ever. It's so exciting. Oh no.
Oh.
And if you join the game now, between now to Monday, you get free 500 coins and a free furniture item that you can have in game. It's a trophy that says 1 billion that proves that you were part of the experience of the 1 billion visits.
That is
It's
amazing.
so exciting. It's a first for the platform. It's a first for me.
Yeah.
This will be the only time. But I love it.
And now it's the countdown to 2 billion. Like,
Yes.
who cares about millions anymore? Or hundreds of millions. It's the next 2 million, the next billion. So it's really exciting to see how much oh.
Yay!
Oh.
Don't do that.
Look at
Hey!
that!
We get to see all the fireworks.
Congratulations!
So exciting, and we can see all the we can zoom out and see all the fireworks going off. The nice music. So this is it's just the starting like little flares, and then we get the big explosions coming up. Like
This is happening right now. Will it happen
yeah,
in
it's
other hours?
every hour on the hour, every server, all the fireworks go off, and
Oh,
it's so cool to see. So cool.
So for those who love MeepCity, that love playing it, we would love to see your own MeepCity and your own avatar be a part of this. So make sure, if you are active on Twitter, you want to see these pictures, then be sure to mention AlexNewtron as well as Crixias as well. And holy cow, so again, from now until Monday, you can get 500 free coins and the 1 billion trophy free when you log in one time. Like, it's a one-time deal, so do it. And then every hour on the hour for the next week.
Until Monday, yep, you fireworks go off in the playground, and it's just a fun get-together. Everybody gets to see them, and it's all in sync. Every server is all in sync.
Really?
It's so great.
That is amazing.
I'm excited for what's to come to MeepCity. I have a lot of we have a lot of plans. Big thanks to Train Doorman. He's one of the creative directors for MeepCity. Celeste Fun, who makes all the music. Holiday Opponent for all the building and exterior, and Ejab, who makes all the animations. So it's so exciting.
An amazing team.
It's a team that I have grown up with. Like, it's people that I have known, people that I trust. It's a small team, but I feel like there's a lot more to come to MeepCity. Now that things are starting to become more organized, Chris is here, like next to me. We can work together, and while he's also working on his own game too, as an incubator.
Because you are an incubator accelerator intern right now.
Yeah, yeah.
Mm-hmm. So it's
It's your turn now.
Yep.
Yeah, that's the goal.
No pressure, just a billion.
No pressure.
But you're also a part of this 1 billion, so
Yeah.
yeah, that's really cool. I'm really excited that you two are here, especially at this time for a very special moment that I'm very honored and very happy that I get to celebrate this with you as a part of the accomplishment as an individual, as MeepCity team, and as a whole Roblox platform. It is truly remarkable how much you have evolved and grown, and how much Roblox has grown and evolved. And you know what? It's not going to stop. Can't stop, won't stop. You know, if you want to break it down. But I know the cringe. I'm sorry. Apologies for that. But you know, we have so much to do, both as MeepCity and as a Roblox platform and as a studio platform. Like what AlexNewtron was saying, we're only going to keep continuing to grow, to update, to feature everyone, all the developers, streamers, creators, YouTubers, musicians, and animators, and everyone in between. It is so remarkable that we hit this milestone together. And thank you two so much, Crixiags everyone, and also AlexNewtron in the house. And thank you so much for Bloxosaurus Rex for helping us do the stream. It was your idea, so thank you so much for bringing us up.
I was happy to be a part of it.
Yeah, like
I love the live stream.
Lots of love.
Lots of love.
Lots of love. So thank you everyone so much for this, for sharing this special occasion for us. Again, AlexNewtron, Yixiaz, and the rest of the I make up stuff.
It's fine. Just, you know.
So thank you two so much for joining this last minute stream again. Thank you everyone so much for being a big participant to MeepCity's big 1 billion visits goal. And get your 500 coins, log in right now until Monday. Get your 1 billion trophy and log in now until Monday. And then every hour on the hour there are fireworks. And take pictures for us. And I mentioned AlexNewtron, Yixiaz, Roblox. We want to see those pictures and just to celebrate. Thank you everyone so much. This is a whole occasion. So thank you. Yay!
Yeah, and please send me your feedback. I want to hear it. I want to hear what you think the game should have. We both want to hear, like, just there's so much we want to do, but we want, like I said, like a lot of MeepCity is driven by the community that plays it.
Thank you everyone so much for streaming with us today, and we'll see you in a later stream. Thank you everyone.
Bye.
Bye bye.